everyone, welcome back to AndyDemos. Today we're checking out the Freerange from Analogwise pedals out of Poland. This is one I've been meaning to show you for quite a long time, and as you just heard, it does a whole lot from shaving a lot of that low end off like a classic Rangemaster to some really fat and thick germanium fuzz. Let's take a look. This amp top box gets its impressive range by providing both gain stages with a choice of either no boost, treble boost, or full range via a mini toggle. Then a 6-way rotary switch swaps the all-important input capacitor for low-end sculpting, as well as the value between the stages. Rotate it back for classic skinnier treble boost voicings in clean or dirty configurations, while the chunkier side delivers smooth germanium drive all the way to woolly fuzz tones. Both gain stages work hand in hand to help you come up with your own unique PreampliFUZZer tone. The Analogwise Freerange is handmade using reclaimed wood for its old school form factor. Inside, this beast is loaded with NOS Germanium transistors and high quality components that make it worthy for a ride atop your favorite amplifier. For more information on these handmade effects from Poland, visit analogwisepedals.com. Going into a clean amp with treble boosters often kind of sounds scratchy. It's kind of missing some elements there. Really, they were designed to be used into already overdriven amps like Marshalls and High Watts, for example. But today we have this Supro Blues King. It's got an effects loop, which is also going to come in handy when I want to add some wet effects, post gain. And with an amp top model like this one, it's kind of hard to slide in there. So I'm just going to use the effects loop for any kind of external effects. So here's the Blues King on its own. I'm just going to bypass the pedal for a second so you get a good idea on its natural tone and just a little bit of breakup in there. I have the master cranked and the volume around 50%. So it's a little bit darker, and I've kind of purposely done that because there is a lot of high end that you can add with the Freerange. Now let's go into a sort of light, almost clean boost setting. One of the stages I'm going to flick on the treble mode, which is going to get us that extra bit of sparkle on the top end that we're kind of missing in this setup. So very nice full boost there. We're not even getting into the higher gain settings. Let's let a little bit more signal through and go from this treble setting to full, but just on the first gain stage. And it's really going to change the whole character when we increase that gain knob. And it's kind of a fat, woolly sound, not really your classic treble booster, but that all changes when we change that rotary switch in the middle and go to something a little bit more skinny, as the label says. And while we're here, we could play around with that second stage. Let's let the treble through, and it's just kind of give us a little bit more definition. We're sort of into kind of a muted or kind of a throaty sound right now. So there's plenty of honk there, a lot of output, and it's really just hitting this front end. Now let's get a little bit thinned out here, and we're getting into more of a classic Brian May style where you really hear the upper treble cut through. And of course, being Germanium, it just really loves to interact with the guitar's volume knob, especially if you don't really have anything in between, like a buffer or anything. So I'm really just going straight into this free range. I do have a tuner plugged in, but it is true bypass. So I could actually engage the buffer and show you how it really changes the relationship. And now with that buffer in front, courtesy of the Polytune Mini, and it really doesn't hurt the effect, but it really does change the dynamics and the kind of level of compression that you're getting out of those transistors. And with so many different EQ selections, it really just begs to be experimented with. I like to try to see the difference between the two different treble boost modes with the first and second gain stage. Sometimes the treble on the second switch sounds better with certain guitars, so let's just experiment. I'm going to start with them kind of in that flat setting with the first and second stages. Treble boost on the second stage now. Let's roll off some low end and then see how that interacts with those treble boost switches. As you get kind of to the left side of the dial here, you might want to just turn off those treble boost and actually get a little bit more gain. And like I mentioned at the top of the demo, I'm using the Supro Blues King because it has an effects loop. And so I could use the free range just going straight into the front end of the amp, get all that, interactivity with the guitar's controls without any buffers, and then just have all my favorite, modulation and spaced effects after the gain section. And I'm just going to do this easily today with this TC Electronic Plethora X5. Well, that is a very versatile and just fun to play pedal from Analogwise out of Poland, the Freerange. And no worries if you don't want to just put this on top of your amp. They also make a true bypass foot switchable version. And like I said, you could put that at the beginning of your chain or even after buffers and just get a different flavor. Be sure to check out these handmade pedals by clicking the links below. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next Andy demo.